Good morning, and welcome to Daily Disciplines. We continue our thoughts today about today as the first day of the rest of your life. You will hear that phrase frequently as we move on in these discussions, and though I thought about just kind of eliminating it because it will become repetitive, and I don't mean it to become repetitive to the point of irritation. But I do mean it for it to become repetitive to the point of we constantly are thinking about what does that phrase really mean? Today is the first day of the rest of your life. It does indeed mean yesterday is gone. But here is the next thought. And it's all about yesterday, and it's all about my past. My past has tremendous power to influence my today and to influence my tomorrow. Personal experience and the experience of the myriads of people who have preceded me tell me I can determine the nature, quality, and direction of that influence. Now, what that means to me is that I am not locked in to my past. Yes, it has an influence on me. Yes, it is indeed a powerful influence. Even though I may try to forget it, in the very act of trying to forget it, it has greater control over my life. So it has a tremendous impact and influence on my life, but I can choose the direction that influence will take. It will influence me to go in a more positive direction to the fulfillment of my goals and my dreams and my vision for life. Or it will influence me to believe that I don't have the ability, that I'm not good enough, that I really can never become what I dream of becoming. Unfortunately, my observation of people's experience around me is that the majority of people make that decision about their past, allowing it to be an influence of putting the lid on and holding them where they are, rather than directing the influence of their past to be a tool by which they take the lid off and move on. I think it was Zig Ziglar that I first heard tell the story of the flea. And the flea was placed in a jar, and there was a lid put on the jar. And the flea did as fleas do. It began to jump up and down. I'm not a flea, but I have seen what fleas do. You know, when our dog becomes infested with fleas, you put something on them that causes the flea to be uncomfortable, and they jump, and they jump up and down. And so the flea began to jump up and down in the jar, and every time it jumped up, it bumped its head on the lid. And so as they observed the flea, there came a point in time when the flea stopped just short of the lid and no longer bumped its head on the top. It jumped continually, but did not bump its head. And then they took the lid off. And the experience of the past of that flea influenced him to only jump as high as he could jump without bumping his head, in spite of the fact there was nothing there upon which to bump his head. So my question to me, my question by inference to you, is what about your past? Is your past being used as a tool to hold you down? Is it something you've decided is the lid on your jar of life? Or is your past being used to illustrate to you and to help you understand that there is no lid? Think about it. Have a great day. We'll talk again real soon.